Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind, love and compassion in every line. Together we rise through space and time.
Hey, welcome back to Infinite Threads. I'm your host, Bob. This week, I want to have a little fun. We've spent some time lately talking about love as a force, and I still believe that with everything in me. Love moves through the world, and it heals, it interrupts old patterns. It pulls us back toward one another when fear and pride try to drag us apart. But sometimes I think we make love sound so serious that we forget it also laughs. And thank God for that. Because life can get awfully heavy if every sacred thing has to sit up straight and use its indoor voice. There are moments when love does not arrive with a grand message or a deep spiritual insight. Sometimes it walks into the room wearing mismatched socks and says something ridiculous at exactly the right time. You're upset. You're tired. You've been carrying the weight of the world, or at least a pretty good-sized corner of it. Then someone makes you laugh. Not a polite laugh, not the little social laugh that we give when we understand that a joke has technically occurred. I mean, a real laugh. The kind that catches you off guard, the kind that breaks through the heaviness before you have time to defend against it. For a second, the burden slips. The room changes. You remember that you are still alive in there. And that's not shallow. That's a little miracle. I've been lucky to know people who carried that kind of laughter with them. People like Howie Fox. People like Joe Dyson. And my dear departed friend Derek Taylor Shane. They each have their own way of doing it. But there was love tucked inside the humor. It wasn't just about getting a laugh. It was about lifting the room. It was about making life feel survivable again. It was about reminding people that even in the middle of stress, disappointment, sickness, work, grief, and all the strange nonsense that this world throws at us, something in us can still smile. That's a gift. Some people are funny because they want attention. Other people are funny because they're secretly handing out medicine. I think Howie, Joe, and Derek understood that in their own ways. Humor can be a form of care. A well-timed joke can loosen the grip of a bad day. A silly comment can walk into a tense moment and open a little window. A ridiculous story can give people permission to breathe again. I think love has always known how to use laughter. Not laughter that mocks. That's definitely the wrong kind. Not the kind that makes someone smaller at all. I mean the laughter that brings people back together. The laughter that says we're still here. We're still human. This day has not defeated us yet. There's a holy kind of silliness. I believe that. A child making a face during a serious moment. A pet doing something completely absurd and looking proud of it. A friend who knows exactly which old joke will still get you, even though you've heard it 100 times. There's love hiding in that. And maybe it hides there because laughter can reach places advice cannot. Advice has to knock. Laughter sneaks in through the window. It finds the part of us that has been bracing too hard and says, come on, breathe a little. That's one reason that I make silly videos that I share. I know they're goofy. That's sort of the point. The world has enough people trying to make us tense. It has enough outrage. It has enough fear. It has enough reasons to scroll for 2 minutes and feel your soul start packing a bag. So if I can put something silly into the day, something harmless and funny and a little absurd, maybe it gives somebody a break. Maybe someone who was sitting alone laughs for just a second. Maybe someone having a miserable morning gets one tiny interruption from the heaviness. Maybe the joke isn't going to change the world, but it might change the next minute. And sometimes the next minute matters more than we know. Laughter is important. I don't mean every moment needs to be turned into comedy. Pain deserves respect and grief deserves room. Nobody should be laughed out of their sorrow or made to feel foolish for hurting. But there's a difference between making light of pain and bringing a little light into the pain. Love knows the difference. And that's why the right kind of humor feels tender. It doesn't deny the ache. It sits beside it with a grin and says, "Hey, I brought snacks." That kind of laughter reminds us that we are more than whatever is weighing us down. We are not only our grief. We are not only our worry. We're not only the long list of things that need to be fixed. Somewhere in us, there's still a person who can be surprised by joy. Love remembers that person. Sometimes it goes looking for them with a bad pun, or a ridiculous video, or a memory of Derek saying something that would have made everyone laugh before they even had time to decide whether it was appropriate or not. Those are the memories that stay with us, aren't they? The moments when someone we loved made the room lighter. The family story that gets funnier every time it's retold, partly because nobody tells it the same way twice. The road trip that went wrong in exactly the right way. Or the holiday where something burned, spilled, broke, or showed up 3 hours late and somehow became the thing everyone remembers with a smile. Life is strange like that. The perfect moments are not always the ones that we treasure most. Sometimes the mess gives love something to work with. A cake collapses, the dog steals dinner, someone forgets the one thing they went to the store to buy, someone burns the rolls again. At the time, it may feel annoying. Later, it becomes a story. Love has a way of turning inconvenience into folklore. And you know what? That makes me smile. And smiling matters. Not because we need to be happy every second. That would be impossible, and honestly, it sounds exhausting. But joy belongs in a life of love. Delight belongs here. The love force does not only show up when we're being brave, forgiving, or deeply reflective. Sometimes it shows up when we're laughing so hard that we can't finish the sentence. That joy is part of the thread too. It connects people. It softens the distance. It gives the heart a place to rest without asking it to explain itself. And maybe that's why laughter with the right person feels so healing. You don't have to perform. You don't have to prove that you're okay. You just get to be human for a while. Human and slightly ridiculous. Which, let's be honest, is one of our natural states. We are odd little creatures, aren't we? We take ourselves very seriously, then walk into a room and forget why we went there. We make big plans and life knocks them sideways. We try to look dignified while chasing a receipt across a parking lot in the wind. There's humility in laughter. It reminds us not to worship our own importance too much. That can be good for the soul. A person who can laugh kindly at themselves is often easier to love and easier to be near. Not because they don't matter, but because they understand that being human was never meant to look polished all the time. Love gives us permission to be real. Sometimes real is tender. Sometimes real is awkward. And sometimes real is standing in the kitchen at midnight eating cereal from a coffee mug because all the bowls are dirty. And somehow, love can be there too. Maybe especially there, because love is not waiting for life to become cinematic before it enters the scene. It shows up in the clutter. It shows up in those goofy little rituals that we do. It shows up in the people who know our laugh, our stories, our strange habits, and still seem glad to have us around. That is a beautiful thing. To be loved in our seriousness is important. But to be loved in our silliness is a special kind of grace. It means that someone has seen the unguarded part of us. The part that sings badly in the car, the part that thinks a joke is hilarious long after everyone else has moved on. The part that says, I know this is dumb, but I'm sharing it anyway because somebody might need a laugh. And you know what? Maybe they do. Maybe that little laugh is more loving than we realize. Maybe the silly video, the weird joke, the goofy face, the absurd little skit is not a distraction from love at all. Maybe it is love. It's love wearing a party hat. I think of Howie, Joe, and Derek, and I'm reminded that humor can be one of the ways that we leave warmth behind. People may forget the exact words, but they remember how it felt to laugh with someone. They remember the lightness. They remember the way a hard day became less hard because that person was in it. That's a legacy too, a beautiful one. So as we begin this lighter week, maybe we can let ourselves notice the playful side of the love force. The laugh that breaks tension, the silly moment that becomes a memory. The person who helps us find joy when we've misplaced it somewhere under the laundry pile of life. These things, guys, these things are not small. They help keep us from becoming brittle. A heart needs meaning, but it also needs delight. It needs mercy, but it also needs a good laugh now and then. Maybe today, love will not arrive as a lesson. Maybe it will arrive as a grin. A ridiculous coincidence. A joke at the exact moment that you need one. A memory of someone you love that makes you laugh and miss them at the same time. Let it come. Let the laughter do its quiet healing. Let joy remind you that your spirit was not made only to endure, but it was made to live. Thank you, guys. Thank you for spending this time with me on Infinite Threads. This week, we're going to let love smile a little, because the love force does not only hold the universe together in solemn silence. Sometimes, I'm convinced, it laughs with us. And when it does, the world feels a little less heavy and a whole lot more human. I love you guys very, very, very much, and you know what I need you to do. Go out and pass that on, okay? Later, Gators. Bye.